and see what's inside. Push the pumpkin. A ghost. Knock, knock. Open. A mummy. Push. Spider. Hi, Frankenstein. We have a ghost, witch, a mummy, a spider, Frankenstein, skeleton, a vampire, black cat, and a werewolf. One little skeleton in the haunted house. One little skeleton in the haunted house. Okay, now it's your turn to do peekaboo. Peekaboo. Ah! Peekaboo. Ah! Peekaboo. Ah! Silly faces. Hi, everyone. We have a brand new simple and sweet story for the spooky season. Introducing Halloween Peekaboo, illustrated and created by GoGo Speech. We are going to be playing a lot of peekaboo with lots of different Halloween characters, and it should bring lots of engagement and language to your sessions. As I'm sure you all know, peekaboo is an amazing game for early language development. You can teach many of those pre-verbal skills that are so important for building language, so you'll be working on joint attention, imitation, gestures, facial expressions, lots of turn-taking, social play, and you'll be facilitating so many really great interactions and getting some awesome engagement. So I'm going to walk you through the story. We're first going to enter the spooky house. We can open the door. Open! Let's go in and see what's inside. In the first portion of the activity, all of the spooky characters are going to be hiding behind the pumpkin, and they're going to be the ones popping out and saying peekaboo. So we're going to be revealing each of those characters to start. There are 9 characters in this activity. So we have a ghost, a witch, a mummy, a big spider, Frankenstein, a skeleton, a vampire, a black cat, and a werewolf. So I'll show you what that might look like. I wonder where all our friends are. You see something? It's white. I wonder what it is. So as each character is hiding, you can have the child try to guess which Halloween character they think it is based on the parts that they see behind the pumpkin. Then you can pretend to move the pumpkin to get the character to come out by using a repetitive phrase that works with your child's goals. So maybe you'll pretend this is a door and say, open, open the pumpkin door, open, or say, come out. Who's there? Let me see. Look. Move the pumpkin. I see you. Down, down, down. Push the pumpkin. A ghost. So those are just some of many different ideas of how you can move the pumpkin away using different language. After you reveal them, you can describe each of the different characters. You can give them all a different name that includes your child's target speech sounds. This is Theo the ghost. Move. A witch. As each of the characters are revealed, you can say, peekaboo witch, I see you. Or you can pick another repetitive phrase based on the child's goals that they're working on. Now, just like our other activities, we encourage you to adjust your presentation of the story for your kids to make sure that you're focusing on the appropriate speech and language skills. So you might be working on lots of different goals, so maybe articulation or identifying attributes, formulating sentences, using core words, and this all can be worked on throughout the story as you play. Knock, knock, open. A mummy. Hi, mummy. I see you. Or maybe you'll say, who's hiding? Behind the pumpkin. Who's there? Let's see. Push. A big spider. Down, down, down. Hi, Frankenstein. Another way to play in this first half of the activity is singing a song to the tune of Bubble, Bubble, Pop. And we use this song for Peek a Reef to talk about all of our different sea creatures. So I changed the words a lot to be Halloween themed. So I'll show you an example. Push the pumpkin, push. A skeleton. One little skeleton in the haunted house. One little skeleton in the haunted house. One little skeleton in the haunted house. Halloween peekaboo, boo. And then you move to the next slide to reveal the next character. Push the pumpkin, a vampire. One little vampire in the haunted house. You can also try changing some of the words to fit the character. For example, you might say, one little ghost floating in the air. One little witch flying on her broomstick. Or you can just add in words to those phrases in the song that include your child's target sounds. So now that all of the characters from the first half of the story have been revealed, you are going to say, now it's your turn to do peekaboo. So now the child will have a chance to hide their eyes or their face and say peekaboo to the characters. And you can take turns with this portion, switching between the child and the clinician and even a caregiver if they're present in the session. So depending on the child, you might start with the child going first, or you might do it yourself and show them what it looks like. It's my turn to do peekaboo. Cover my eyes. Peekaboo! Ah! We scared the ghost. And you can go back to the slide before to make the ghost smile again. So the kids really love watching the characters react when we say peekaboo, seeing their facial expressions and also the clinician's facial expressions. Peekaboo! Ah! Peekaboo! Ah! The spider jumps. Ah! So you just keep going with all of the characters and see their silly faces. The cat jumps. Peekaboo! Ah! more. And again, you can go back to the slide before to make the character smile again if you want to keep repeating it with the same character using the same skills that you're working on. Peekaboo, ah! We scared him again. Now the very last part of this activity includes all of the characters, and now we're going to play peekaboo with all of them together. So you can take turns. It's my turn. Cover my eyes. Peekaboo, ah! Peekaboo, ah! We scared all of the characters. Look at their silly faces. And you can go back and forth between those slides as many times as you want. GoGo members will also get access to a printable PDF that includes all of the Halloween characters shown in the story, as well as a picture of the pumpkin scene for some hands-on play. This PDF can be used in person or emailed over to the grown-up for a virtual session, and it comes in color and in black and white. There's some different ways that you can use this resource during and after the story. So the characters can be added to the scene as they appear throughout the story, or you can color it first if you're using the black and white version. You can play a game and take turns hiding a character behind the pumpkin and giving clues to guess which one it is. You can also incorporate the Halloween peekaboo song with this. You can have the child pick a character to place on the scene, and you can sing the song about that character next. So I hope you all have so much fun in your sessions. I hope this is a really great resource to work on those early language skills. Have a wonderful Halloween, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!